नमस्कार म म्याथमेटिक्स एमएड फर्स्ट सेमिस्टरबाट यो मेरो टपिक 2D 3D टेक्नोलोजी लर्निङ र म्याथमेटिक्ससँग कसरी रिलेट गर्न सकिन्छ हाम्रो कोर्स फेसिलिटर नेत्र सर फर्स्टमा हामीले जाँदाखेरि फर्स्टमा यसमा हामी के कुरा गर्छौँ भन्दाखेरि इन्ट्रोडक्सन आउँछ, यसको ओभरभ्यू आउँछ, बेनिफिट्स आउँछ, की फिचर मेथड आउँछ, त्यसपछि हाम्रो ब्रिफ हिस्ट्री बारेमा कुरा गरिन्छ, म्याथमेटिक्स र यसको इन्टिग्रेसनको बारेमा कुरा गर्छौँ हामीले, त्यसपछि यसको केही च्यालेन्जेसहरू हुन्छ यसको बारेमा हामी कुरा गर्छौँ, नेक्स्ट हामीले यसको अलिकति इक्जाम्पलको र लास्टमा हामी कन्क्लुजन कुरा गर्छौँ। सो इन्ट्रोडक्सन स्टार्ट गर्दाखेरि 3D टेक्नोलोजी अथवा 2D टेक्नोलोजीले it provide a more engaging and interactive experience for the student and the teachers also. It not engage a student only, but it also engage student and interactive for both teachers also. Teacher will also take the class interestingly. So this is the more interesting part for 2D and 3D technology to engage elaborate with mathematics and the learning also in any other subject also. Now offer distinct method for presenting. So there are other method also, many more method to present our content to the student, and this is also interactive with and understanding content. If you go through 2D and 3D technology, we will get more understanding the problem, and we can get much more about the content. No, there can be printed material, there can be hard show animation for 2D, and for 3D animation also there can be, and this can be also illustrate the concept in more detail in 3D environment. In 3D environment, we can learn much more better. We all are experienced with 3D movies also. In nowadays, much more movies are basically coming in 3D in 3D movie 3D only, and so from that 3D movie we can get much more rather than 2D. So 3D technology also engaging the multiple sense. They can active our sense also, like they can active our mind to watch and to be active there what is going on. Is that this is actually in 3D like that kind of. So in 3D technology, the our multiple cell is active and engaging with the problem. Next is overview of 2D and 3D technology. So 2D is two-dimensional visualization, whereas 3D is three-dimensional visualization. So often on a flat surface, 2D is often on the flat surface. There can be digital slideshow like we are doing as digital slideshow. There can be ebook and e-textbook also. There can be interactive whiteboard, web page, and video that are 2D technology. In 3D technology, there can be VR, virtual reality, there can be AR, augmented reality, 3D modeling, simulation, printing, 3D printer also nowadays available, and 3D printer can print a whole house also in nowadays. Now next there is a holograph display also. In holograph, actually this is also a 3D technology. Now next we have why it is beneficial and why it must be introduced with learning for others also, not only mathematics and science, but we can integrate this 3D and 2D technology with other subjects also. So there is a much more engagement and a motivation for a student, and there is a complex concept visualization. So if we go through 2D and 3D technology, we can visualize the complex part in generalized and in simple way. We can visualize that complex part in simplest way, so that a student can gain much more better about the concept. Next is personalized learning and the experimental learning. Like we can create an experimental environment in virtual system, like we can create virtual lab also using the 3D and 2D technology. We can personalize our learning, like if we teaching 2D part and 2D geometry, we can take the 2D technology, and if you are teaching the 3D geometry, like we are talking about the volumetry, so for that we can take come from the 3D technology. Now global connectivity and a diverse learning style. So if you go through the 2D and 3D technology, we can connect globally and diverse our learning style. There is a safety also, and there is a scalability. Means at once we can teach much more student with one content creation, and it has a future also. So that's why it is a benefit. Next, we have other also, like engage multiple sense. Previously, we have talked, and the cause more neural activity. Means they can activate our mind and activate our eye and activate our ear also, and they engage artifact and the mathematical structure. It can develop mathematical structure in our mind, in our brain, and it can develop from 2D and 3D technology. Our student can learn even in deeper than what we are going to give him or her. This is also cost efficient. So this is also benefit and exclusive and accessibility. So we can take here and there this 2D and 3D technology to give our best. Next, this is a collaborative and adaptive learning also. That's why it is a beneficial. Now there is a some feature and the method of how we can go through 2D and 3D technology. So this is a flat presentation, interactivity, and next is uh, pro portability. Means we can take here and there easily. This is compromisability also. We can customizability. We can customize as you wish, as you want to present our content to our student. We can customize this easily. So these are the key feature for 2D technology. Next, we have how to do, how to go through the 2D technology. So there can be slideshow, there can be ebook and e-textbook, there can be interactive diagram and the graphs, there can be simulation and the video tutorial also. So these are the basic method by which we can uh, teach our student using 2D technology. Now next we have 3D technology. So in 3D technology, there can be some feature also, and that feature is like depth dispersion. This perception means we can take the student in more deeper than they are at present now. Means we can relate student with 3D figure, and student can learn and student can go in much more deeper. Next we have interactivity. So we can student can interact with directly while watching any things in 3D model. Next, we have the realistic simulation. So we can relate with the environment, and they can actually think, and they can actually uh, suppose that they are uh, watching the actual and the realistic material. So this can be realistic also. Next, this is the impressive environment. We can create impressive environment also. From that, a student can learn much more better about mathematics and other subject also. Next, how to do this 3D. Means the first we can start with 3D modeling and animation. Next we can go through the virtual reality and the augmented reality. Augmented reality and virtual reality nowadays this is a much more uh, trending, like virtual reality and augmented reality. Next is 3D printing also we have. Next, interactive simulation also we can go through, and the holography is one more things for these are the basic method for 3D, so we can relate our learning with our students. Next, we have basic history. What are the basic history for 2D and 3D technology? Like we have there are some point from ancient Greek ancient, the 2D concept is arrived. Like they do a 2D sketching from sand, and they teach from there by making 2D diagram with sand. And this is the 3 millennium history. Means there is a millions of year over there is a 2D inscribed and are practicing. And on sheet of paper or a table screen also, we can represent mathematics, like we can make a square rectangle in table also and in paper also. That is also a part of 2D. Next we have stereo technology, or a technique of creating third dimensional in ancient also. From the ancient, this stereo technology is coming. This is not a new one that in 21st century and in 20th century it is developed. This is not like that. It is coming from our ancient, and there is a stereo technology which gives the technique of creating 3D, uh, 3D dimension video or any animation. Now next we have technology was discovered in 1833 by the Charles Wheatstone. This is the person who discovered this 2D and 3D technology in ancient time. Next, we have in 1923, there is a Edwin H. Land invented using image together we can polarize lens to create video. So this person create stereo vision or stereo video from polarizing using the polarized lens. The image can be changed into a stereo video or uh, vision. And other we have also like what is the history for 2D. So for 2D there is a pre-digital era. Next we have there come adventure of computer. Next we have internet revolution, and now we are connecting with mobile learning. These are the basic history of 2D technology. Next we have also 3D technology. From early beginning there is a and next there come computer graphic. Next we have virtual and augmented reality, and now there comes also 3D printing, and all with all we have nowadays, and we can also say that this is a modern day. So how we can integrate 2D and 3D with mathematics? So we can integrate the mathematics by exploring in various way. There are no any specific. There is a we can say that there is only one way, and there is a one method to integrate 3D and 2D technology with mathematics. There are various way. From there we can integrate 2D and 3D with mathematics. So parameters application allow for create 2D and 3D model. We have some parameter like when we are creating 2D figure, we just go through some values and some point. From there we can create 2D models, and from 3D models also we can nowadays we are practicing in science and mathematical model also, like we can create 3D model for Pythagoras. Also we can also create 2D and 3D models for 2D 3D like cylinder, cube, and also for that also we can create 2D and 3D models. So we have the some parameter. So 3D printer is also utilized STEAM education. STEAM means science, technology, education, uh, and mathematics. So this also 3D printer we utilize in STEAM education also. Now next we have light on cognitive and pedagogical assumption regarding mathematics. So we 2D and 3D also give lighting about cognitive and the pedagogical assumption for mathematics mathematics teaching. So next we have the augmented reality can also incorporate the mathematics learning. 3D printing also use authentic design for the project. Like we can use 3D pen, 3D pen also we have nowadays. So from there we can also create a cube also. Like we can create cone, we can create a pyramid also. From that student can visualize much more. Next we have these are the basic. uh, I have taken some images. The first image showing that a student is using virtual reality box. This is the student which the box is using is known as virtual reality box, VR box. This is known as, and this is connecting that VR with mathematics learning. And second figure also student are using augmented reality, and the third picture is also showing that augmented reality of there is a approximately a spherical box, and other is a cubical keyboard. Next we have the basic tools for 2D and 3D mathematics. So we have the some basic tools in mathematics. There is some mathematical graph and 2D technology, like we can use GeoGebra and Desmos. And for 3D visualization for geometry and calculus, we can use 3D graphing tool. We can use 3D modeling software. For VR and augmented reality in mathematics, there is a AR geometry and a VR calculus. So these are the basic tools. Now next is there's also some challenges, and from the challenges we have to overcome also to implement this 2D and 3D technology in our learning and in our curriculum. So there are the some topic on which we will talk like technical difficulties. There can be a step learning curve. There can be technology accessibility. There can be over relevance on technology assessment challenges, and there can be equality issue also. So, what are the challenges for this topic? Like technical glitch and the software crash. Also, sometimes what happen that the person is not actually know about the technology, and there can be technical glitch. Sometimes software can be also crash. So we can demonstrate what we are trying to So next we have the complex for the teachers and the student also. So they can be sometime in the lack of knowledge, there can be complexity to show and demonstrate the 2D and the 3D software. There can be remote underdevelopment area also. In some of the region in Nepal, in context of Nepal, there is a some village and some school, maximum school where there is a no reach of internet also. There is no internet also. There is no printing machine also. So if you are talking about 2D and 3D technology, it is far away from that in content in context of Nepal. So it is also a challenge. Next, we have risks of essence of the mathematical concept. So if you go through only this technology, there can be also the risks of the mathematical concept also. Next, the answer can be too easily. A student can answer too easily, or they can copy also, and they can give the answer directly. They can also use some uh, tools available here, like they can use uh, al- uh, algorithm like Chat GPT and other uh, tools also for giving the answer. This is the challenges. Now education equality also, in a class there is no all students are having the same knowledge of technology, so there can be, this is also challenges. So from these challenges we can overcome the come over, like be prepared with a switch to traditional teaching method. So we have to be prepared to switch to the modern teaching method from our traditional teaching method, periodically update and the test software and the hardware. So we have to periodically updating our software, like we are, if you are using window, we have to regularly keeping update. Like in ICT also, we are just upgrade our Microsoft Office from the past one to up to 2019. So from that we have to also keeping update always. Now next is establishing the school or the community tech leading program. From in Nepal also there is a education program from our prime minister direct. We have to make all the school with technical literacy. So this we have to also go from overcome from the challenges. Next we have use of the mixed tech based and a traditional assessment also. So we don't only rely with technology and traditional also. We can go through the mix. We can go through we can take assessment from traditional way also sometime, and sometime technical based also. Next we have collaboration with expert in the field of educational technology. So we can take and we can take always training and collaborate with expert. From there we can learn the educational in technology education. Next we have teacher can participate in professional development program. So teacher always must have to be learner, and they have to always participate the new technology, and they have to be always updated with the new technology and new development program also. Teacher can create a safe and a supportive learning environment also. So teacher can do this also from to overcome from these type of challenges. Next, we have the some
So,
example like
Lakendra sir, sorry,
okay.
sorry for the interruption. So, try to finish in 1 minute, right?
Oh, sure, sir. We have the some example like pattern block, GeoGebra, augmented reality. From this, we can express the 2D and the 3D. Like there is a AR kit. This is developed by Apple, and this is AR code. This is developed by uh, Google. So these are the 3D technology to express mathematics. Next example, we have PayPad, the PlayPad. We have also GeoGebra, which all maximum of our friend is using GeoGebra, and this is the interface from GeoGebra. Graph, 3D calculation, geometry, cache, and probability. Also, we can calculate. We can develop graph also. Next example, we have Demos. Demos is we have too many tools, mathematical tools in Demos. Next, we have Wolf Mathematica. Here also there is too many tools like visualization, FEM, calculus, algebra, geograph, geometric computation. These are the tools. And at last, we have conclusion. So from this presentation, we can say that, and from this research, I can also say that if we integrate 2D and 3D technology with mathematics learning, and this can be for both learner and a teacher, will improve the teaching of mathematics, and this also give 2D gives also the mathematical concept in geometry, algebra, and graph, while 3D relate with real world and give real experience. From there, student can gain much more knowledge about the concept. So the integration of 2D and 3D technology like GeoGebra, PlayPad, GeoBoard, of RAM, with mathematical concept, we can make mathematics more understandable to all level of the student. So this is my conclusion, and from here, these are the reference from where I have taken some this data. And thank you all. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Lakendra Kumar sir, for your wonderful presentation. Okay, so I will come to you later with my comments and feedback. I have a few things to say, but I would like to go to our friends. तपाईसँग के question छ भने you can ask है, or you can just praise your friend. तपाईले उहाँको presentation तपाईलाई कस्तो लाग्यो हैन, के कमेन्ट्सहरु पनि दिन सक्नुहुन्छ, so that he can improve in the days to come. Okay. So here is Niroj sir's, I think, question as well. Presentation was great. Lakendra sir, one question is explore some examples of equipment and one activity related to mathematics learning activity performed in virtual lab of school education class 10.
सर भर्चुअल ल्याबको लागि एउटा यो पिइटी भने सर एउटा सफ्टवेयर छ सर हैन, यसको बारेमा यो खास गरेर भर्चुअल ल्याबको साइन्ससँग रिलेट गर्छ हैन सर। पिइटी सफ्टवेयरमा के देखाएको छ भन्दाखेरि सर मसँग सफ्टवेयर नै छ, यसलाई एकचोटि देखाइदिउँ कि सर?
हैन, अहिले त उ नगर्नुस्, उहाँलाई जस्ट उ भन्दिनुस् के गर्दा कसरी हुन्छ भनेर, सो यु क्यान एक्सप्लोर।
सर हामीले त्यो भर्चुअल ल्याबमा खास के हुन्छ, जस्तै ल्याबको जस्तै क्रिएट गरेको हुन्छ सर, प्यारामिटरहरू त्यहाँ राखिएको हुन्छ, अनि त्यही प्यारामिटरमा हामी गएर त्यहाँ जस्तै एनएसिएल एउटा हामीले साइन्सको म कुरा गरिदिन्छु है सर। सल्टी वाटरले इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पास गर्छ अनि नर्मल वाटरले इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पास गर्दैन। त्यसको लागि भर्चुअल ल्याबमा के गरिएको हुन्छ, त्यसको लागि एउटा बिकर बनाइएको हुन्छ, अनि त्यो बिकरमा पानी अलरेडी राखिएको हुन्छ हैन, अनि त्यहाँ एउटा सानो भाँडो पनि राखिएको हुन्छ, त्यो भाँडोमा नुन राखिएको हुन्छ, सल्ट एनएसिएल। अनि एनएसिएल अलिअलि हामीले त्यहाँ मिलाउन सक्छौँ हैन, अनि त्यो मिलाउँदाखेरि के हुन्छ, त्यसमा इलेक्ट्रोनको फ्लो हुँदै जान्छ, त्यो हामीले देखिन्छ पनि त्यहाँ भर्चुअल ल्याबमा, अनि त्यस्तै हामीले यो 10 क्लाससँग हामीले रिलेट गर्न सक्छौँ सर।
Okay, so Goddess Magai सरले लेख्नु भएको छ, will you please give examples of virtual and augmented reality?
सर भर्चुअल रियालिटीको त हामी हेरिरहेको पनि कुरा हो। भर्चुअल रियालिटीमा जस्तै के हुन्छ, अहिलेका लगभग साना बच्चाहरूलाई पनि थाहा छ, एउटा हामीले भिआर बक्स आउँछ जुन हामीले फोटोमा हेरेको थिएँ सर हैन, अनि यो खास 2D एक्सपिरियन्स गराउने 3D एक्सपिरियन्स गराउने एउटा यो बक्स हो। सबभन्दा फर्स्टमा यसलाई गुगलले ल्याएको थियो, अनि गुगलले ल्याउँदा के भनेको थियो सर, खास कि यो गुगल बोर्ड भनेर भने थिए हैन, गुगल कार्डबोर्ड भनेर भने थिए। त्यसलाई खास के हुन्छ, हामीले मोबाइलमा भिडियो चलाएर अनि त्यो मोबाइल हामीले त्यहाँ त्यो बक्समा राखेर हामी एक्सपिरियन्स गर्न सक्छौँ कि यहाँ 3D भइरहेछ भनेर। 3D हामी त्यही इन्भाइरोमेन्टमा हामी छौँ भनेर त्यहाँबाट कुरो आउँछ। अनि अर्को सर जस्तै तपाईँले भन्नुभयो अगुमेन्टेड रियालिटी। अगुमेन्टेड रियालिटीमा कस्तो हुन्छ, जस्तै अहिले त हामीसँग आइसकेको छैन यो टेक्नोलोजी हैन सर, बिस्तारै आउँदैछ। त्यसमा खास के हुन्छ, जुन हामीले 3D मा हामीले डेभलप गरे हुन्छौँ भिआर युज गरेर, एउटा हामीले दुईटा डिभाइस युज गरेर हामीले आँखामा मात्र हेर्न सके मात्र हुन्छौँ सर हैन। तर हामीले यो भिआर भनेपछि के हुन्छ, त्यसमा कुनै जस्तै यो लेजरहरू युज गरेर हैन, लेजरहरू युज गरेर 3D इमेज नै बनिदिने सर हैन, भिडियो प्ले गर्दाखेरि त्यहाँ मोबाइलको माथि 3D इमेज नै बनिदिने, त्यसलाई हामी अगुमेन्टेड रियालिटी भन्छौँ सर। त्यसबाट झन् एक्चुअली एक्सपिरियन्स राम्रोसँग गर्न सकिन्छ सर।
Okay, so any questions अरु कसैको के छ? उमा म्यामले, सर what do you mean by risks that essence of mathematical concept?
यसमा म्याम के हुन्छ, जस्तै हामीले के हुन्छ, अब टेक्नोलोजी हामी पढ्दैछौँ, टेक्नोलोजी न्यू सिस्टमबाट पढ्दैछौँ भन्दाखेरि त्यहाँ हामीले कन्सेप्ट दिन बिर्सिन्छौँ कहिलेकाहीँ हैन, कन्सेप्ट हामी दिँदैनौँ। एकैचोटि हामीले ल यो एउटा सफ्टवेयर छ, हामीले यो सफ्टवेयरबाट हामी यस्तो यस्तो कुराहरू धेरै नयाँ कुराहरू सिक्न सकिन्छौँ। विद्यार्थीहरू त्यहीमा ललमा भएर डाइरेक्ट सोल्भ त गर्न सक्छ प्रब्लमलाई, तर उसलाई बेसिक बिना सफ्टवेयरको गर्दाखेरि त्यसलाई भन्न सकिँदैन, त्यसलाई एक्सप्रेस गर्न सकिँदैन बेसिक कन्सेप्ट नभएको कारणले। त्यही भएर यो रिस्क अफ इसेन्स अफ म्याथमेटिकल
कन्सेप्ट भन्ने कुरा। ओके फाइन, सो वेल अब क्वेसन छैन जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई सो मैले केही कुरा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ
एउटा
about your
सर वी
presentation.
आर
Okay.
not participating 3D in class till 8 can you some
Example
example of
3D
3D
that can
that
relate
is
in school level.
school सर हामीले गरिरहेका छौँ सर हैन जस्तै हामीले क्लासरुममा 3D कसरी देखाएको हुन्छौँ जस्तै 10 क्लास भयो अथवा 8 क्लास भयो अथवा 9 क्लास भयो त्यहाँ देखाउँदाखेरि हामी कसरी रिलेट गरेका छौँ जस्तै हामीले स्कुलमा 3D मोडलहरू केही बनाएका हुन्छौँ जस्तै क्युब बनाएका हुन्छौँ हामीले काठको मोडल बनाएका हुन्छौँ हामीले हैन अनि स्फियरहरू बनाएको हुन्छौँ सिलिन्डरहरू बनाएको हुन्छौँ त्यसबाट हामी प्रेजेन्ट गर्यो त्यो पनि भयो सर 3D हामीले रिलेट गरेको सफ्टवेयरबाट मात्र भएन त्यो पनि एउटा 3D टुल्स भयो सर
So Nirmala ma'amको question, I think Nirmala ma'amको last question लिँदैछ है त. Is it possible to use 3D without ICT tool? Deependra sir, definitely अघि लखेन सरले आन्सर गरिसक्नु भयो. It was a wonderful presentation, sir. Could you please elaborate a little bit about parametric application?
प्यारामिटर एप्लिकेसन भन्नाले कसरी आउँछ हैन हामीले जुन पनि ग्राफ बनाउँदाखेरि हामीले मैले एउटा एक्जाम्पल पनि दिएको थिएँ ग्राफको लागि हैन हामीले y = x स्क्वायर प्लस 2x प्लस 3 को हामीले स्टुडेन्टलाई भन्छौँ यसको ग्राफ बनाउनलाई अनि त्यहाँ प्यारामिटर कसरी आउँछ हामीले टेबल बनाउन भन्छौँ विद्यार्थीलाई अनि त्यहाँ प्यारामिटर एउटा x आयो र अर्को प्यारामिटर y आयो त्यही प्यारामिटरमा हाम्रो त्यही हो सर त्यो प्यारामिटर राखेर हाम्रो 2D ग्राफ बनाइ हुन्छ अब त्यही प्यारामिटरलाई रिलेट गरेर हामी सफ्टवेयर एज अ सफ्टवेयर युज गरेर हामी त्यसलाई 3D मा पनि कन्भर्ट गर्न सकिन्छ जस्तै हामीले 11 12 क्लासमा पढ्दाखेरि नि ग्राफ पढ्दाखेरि हामी धेरै धेरै किसिमका हामी ग्राफ बनाउँछौँ जस्तै कसैलाई ह्यापी बर्थडे भन्नु पर्यो त्यो पनि ग्राफबाट भन्न सक्छौँ त्यहाँ पनि दुईटा प्यारामिटर पुट गरेर हामीले त्यो ह्यापी बर्थडे भन्न सकियो हैन रंगोलीहरू बनाउँदाखेरि त्यस्ता धेरै